You are now listening to Serious Minds RNTV with your host, Professor Griff. The call-in number is 516-654-7688. That's 516-654-7688. This is Professor Griff, and this is Serious Minds RNTV. Serious Minds for Serious Minds. Seriously. Serious Minds Brain Tonic was created to sharpen the mind by protecting cells and increasing neurotransmitters associated with learning and memory. This is the Serious Minds Brain Tonic. The Resurrection Formula. This male reproductive tonic elixir is the resurrection you've been looking for. It is a stimulating sexual tonic with mild androgen-like effects that is nourishing to the reproductive system. You can order them at www.professorgriff.me and www.seriousmindsinstitute.com. Just call 678-557-2919. Your health is your wealth. Peace.
All right, greetings, fam. Greetings. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone is doing absolutely fine. All right, this is Professor Griff. Y'all already know that, though. And welcome to Serious Minds RNTV. Shout out to the fam. Shout out to everyone on IG. Shout out to everyone on Facebook. Yeah, that was a Freudian slip. Facebook, Twitter, Periscope. Where else we at, man? A couple of other places. Yeah, just shout out. Peace. Hope everyone doing all right. Quan S, what's good with you? Quan on deck. Now, Quan, you know I can't even read that fast. All right. Quan's in the building. As always, we really appreciate her hard work. Shout out to Little Goddess. Shout out to Johnny Taylor. For the people that's waiting for the newsletter, it is on the way this weekend. All right. Of course, y'all already know this is Wednesday night, where we take this business very, very serious with surviving. We have to definitely survive in real time. And I'm sure Doc is doing that. I'm sure LP is doing that. And they will be up in 1 second. Let's take care of a bit of the business first. All right. We're actually having a sale right now on the Serious Minds Brain Tonic. Serious Minds Brain Tonic. I came down on the price considerably. If you would text Serious Tonic, all right, to 678-557-2919. It's only $32 out the door. Don't worry about shipping, handling, none of that. I got y'all covered. Text Serious Tonic, not SIRIUS, the regular Serious, SERIOUS Tonic to 678-557-2919, which is my phone number. All right. If you would like to purchase it, just make sure you send that code to my phone number. And of course, this weekend I got the Resurrection pouring and shipping out this weekend. Now, y'all know y'all got to jump on the Resurrection formula quick because I sell out too fast. If you would like to advertise your business and your event right here on Serious Minds RNTV, you could do that. Send me a text message to 678-557-2919. If you're on the list to receive the newsletter, all right, you should be getting that this weekend, all right? And remember, please remember, this Sunday, all right, at 1 o'clock. All right, we're going to talk about the 7 o'clock event, but the 1 o'clock event, which is load and make ready at the Georgia firing line. All right. If you have already taken a basic class and you want to step your game up, load and make ready, hit me up. All right. The class is at 1 o'clock at the Georgia firing line. Hit me up at 678-557-2919 as I bring on my guests. Hold on for a second, brothers. I see y'all rubbing your bald heads already. Hold on for a second. Peace. How y'all doing, man? What's good?
All right, Griff.
Love you to life, brother. Love you to life. How you guys doing?
Not bad at all.
It's a beautiful thing, man.
What'd you say, Griff?
In Georgia is cool. The weather here in Georgia is cool. I don't know what it's looking like where you are, Mr. LP.
It's great here, man. It's a little chilly, but none of the hoodie can't hoodie and a hat can't fix.
Okay. And Doc, you right near me, so you good.
Oh yeah. A little rain, a little chill, but outside of that, not bad. Not bad at all.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. So we're gonna dive into this subject, and we're gonna change it up tonight. I hope I'm not throwing y'all a curveball.
No, we always ready.
You'll sit back and watch me navigate through this thing, which is cool. I don't mind, but I'm gonna dump a lot more on your shoulders tonight.
Sure.
Ready for the challenge.
We're always ready.
So LP, me and Doc really appreciate you, man, because we up in age. We really appreciate you bringing up the rear, giving us these subjects, man, and I'm sure you don't went through it real thorough like. So this SUV driver, this career thing that drove through doing 90 miles an hour, and you said he might have been fleeing a crime scene or a crime that he had committed, right?
Yes, sir.
We're going to dive into that on every level. All right, wait a minute now. Hold on. I see y'all nod your heads already, including him, or what kind of help he may need.
Okay.
Then along the parade route, how many different situations that we got to attend to?
Right.
Everyone from the little one that got hit to the grandma.
Yeah.
That's my curveball for tonight. Just so the people can get familiar with who y'all are, introduce yourselves, let them know your company, let them know what you do. All right?
Go ahead, Larry.
I'm Larry Penton. I am the founder and CEO of Penton Pending Consulting Solutions, LLC. We target and help entrepreneurs and upstart business owners do all the administrative tasks to help them build their business, start their businesses, whether it be licensing, LLCs, corporation, HR, payroll, any of the background operations that the entrepreneur may need help with, because a lot of times they just want to focus on what they do best. And so that's where we come in and say, hey, we'll take the rest. You do what you do best. Also, I am a retired firefighter paramedic. I have a current medic license in the state of Missouri. I'm here in Charlotte now. I'm also a certified Stop the Bleed instructor with stopthebleed.org. We have a partnership with my man Doc here, who's going to take it from here, and he's going to tell you what he does.
Cool. Anyway, my name is Dexter Peggins. On the social media platform, I go by Doc. That's a carryover from the military. Spent 23 years in the Army as combat medic. I'm founder and also primary instructor for my company. It's called Still Standing LLC. Basically, the mission of my company is provide emergency medical training to folks in our community to empower them to be by doers instead of bystanders. Yes.
Damn, that was dope. I like that. Damn, by doers instead of bystanders. Okay, listen. I'm really putting y'all on the spot right now. I'm doing this thing. It's entitled Mayday. It's in May, and just me. It may happen. It's gonna happen, but I'm gonna see how successful I am with this thing. I am bringing together the gun enthusiasts, gun club, the fire, paramedics, the first aid people, the first stop the bleed people. I'm bringing in even the people on the yoga side, the combat training side, and we need to have everybody at the same place, same day, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. because I notice a lot of us are not shooting at night.
Okay.
And we need night fire training and that kind of thing.
Low visibility.
Hoping people will pull their egos down, pull back, come together. Even if you come for a few hours and you got a jet, it's cool. But I'm setting up the whole entire day on an outdoor range, and I'm going to work something where we're doing indoor and outdoor range at the same time. And I'm going to line up instructors that want to participate. What do y'all think?
I think it sounds like a plan. Great plan. Great idea.
You know, we got your back, brother.
Okay. Oh, okay. I'm setting it up now. I'm doing it in 2020, setting it up, and it's gonna happen May Day. And when we got May, so that's a half a year. We got a plan.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can do it. I think we can do it on a continuous basis. You know, regularly. You know what I mean? Like maybe semi-annually, quarterly, what have you. Let's do it.
I'm trying to pull this first one off because you know us, man. There's some egos in this gun game, man.
Oh yeah, there's a whole lot of folks in the game, that's for sure. Yeah, but that's a great idea, Griff.
Right.
I think we, I was actually talking about that with actually one of my sons who's in the military, talking about doing like maybe a community preparedness day. So and basically, it involved pretty much what you talking about, the firearms, medical, but also teaching people about ham radio operations. Things, fire starting, water purification, all those different aspects of preparedness and survival. But that's a great idea.
Oh, okay. All right, just to let people know on IG, we're over here on YouTube. If you want to get the full experience, come on over. Somebody said, I can't see y'all. Well, you got to come on over here to YouTube. Both of them got bald heads. I'm just saying, y'all can come over here and witness that if you like.
Yeah, we ain't hard to miss.
We ain't hard to miss.
Right. May is Quan's birthday month, so she celebrate the whole day. So we're going to get her down here.
Absolutely. We got you, Quan.
Y'all making that. All right, so let's dive into this subject. All right, I'm going to let y'all take the lead on it. I'm going to throw in whatever I need to throw in, and y'all just guide me through it, all right? I already laid the basis. There could be multiple casualties along the way, including up until the time they caught him and see what kind of medical treatment he needs.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So run me through it. You guys, run me through it, and let's just kind of do a deep dive.
Okay. I would like to start this off, Larry. And I would just like to say, starting off, one of the aspects would be why was the brother fleeing in the first place?
Good question.
What was going on that caused him to, pretty much totally ignore, what was going around him as far as that parade, putting himself in danger, definitely putting a lot of other folks in danger. But I would just be curious as to what was going on with him that caused that action on his part in the first place.
Good question. So you're saying that what kind of mental state or where was he at with his mental and what was he going through to the point where, are you saying we could have avoided that or prevented that if he would have got the necessary help if those things were in place where he lives?
Well, I said that because I think you prepped the introduction. Or it was either you or Larry mentioned the fact that was a brother fleeing from a situation. I read different stories about he had some issues with some I guess his lady, his girlfriend or something, but what caused the brother to put him in that state of mind to just be that careless, doing what he did? Yeah.
Right. That's why I never say I love you to death. I say, no, I love you to life because I'm not speaking that into existence. Forget it, LP. It can happen, bro.
Yeah, I'm just going to veggie back on what Doc said. You guys know one of my favorite sayings that I say on these shows: mental health is the world's oldest continuous pandemic.
Right.
And we have to understand every aspect and every facet of human life is touched by mental health. And so one of the things that as a paramedic that I'm trained on, and one of the things that Doc, being a former combat medic, is trained on is how do you deal with people in a mental health crisis, whether it be on the battlefield, whether it be on the street. Doc, being a combat medic, his experience is dealing with those soldiers in arms who are dealing with injuries, death, and dying under fire. Same with me, instead of it being soldiers, it's regular civilians dealing with death and dying on the streets in the Metro St. Louis area where I'm from. And so when you have these situations that you're trying to help this person, whether you're trying to save their life or just bandage their wounds, you're dealing with some mental health issues, because what caused this person to be shot, stabbed, have a medical or trauma that you as the provider are treating. And so we have to really understand, and part of our training has a mental health aspect to it. Doc, you were trained in how to deal with mental health issues that you came across, and so was I. And so when I saw this story, that was one of the things that popped in my mind, because a lot of times when we hear news stories, we think, oh, this guy was just a criminal. Well, there might be more to it. And this is not to take away from the crime or crimes that he allegedly did, because you're still innocent until proven guilty. But we have to understand what got him to this point. What made him become a news story? Was it just because he didn't just barrel into these people? Something caused, it was a domino effect. And we got to get to that first domino.
Right.
Right. So let me ask you something. Can two occupants occupy the same space? Can he actually be, I'm not throwing this on him, a criminal and just not right in the head? Like, yeah, is that possible?
I believe that I believe both things can.
I'm gonna mute my microphone, guy. I gotta take this call again.
I believe that both can exist. I believe that because you have cases where people have been arrested, tried, convicted for their crimes, just as much as you've had those same scenarios where they've been tried and they were found not guilty because of temporary insanity, or they were, or they got off, for lack of a better term, because they had a mental health issue that the jury saw from the evidence that was presented from both sides. So I believe both can be true at the same time. What say you, Doc?
Yeah, I say, I'm not gonna. Nobody knows a brother whatever his criminal record was until after he was arrested. So, really at that point is really at the initial incident, you don't know if this guy has a criminal record, what have you. I mean, and so I'm not going to say that was the cause or one of the causes. Okay, the brother got mental health and he a criminal. It could be a mental health and some kind of emotional trauma. If you just fell out with, you and your lady just had a situation, you really upset. So now you acting out of emotion. I mean, a lot of times, you get pissed off and, you just react. And so that could be it. That might be a cause. And then later on, of course, once they, hem them up or whatever, they say, okay, well, this brother got a background with a couple issues in the past, but nobody knew that until he got arrested. So I would not say, the fact that maybe he might have a little criminal activity in his background would be a cause of him fleeing. I think, once again, maybe it's a mental, maybe, hey, it's just an emotional reaction to an incident that just took place. So, that's the cause, but we don't really know what the cause is. But there's always a cause and effect. So as a result of his action,
Right.
now you got these folks dead and hurt, and that's really becomes the basis of the discussion. His his actions cause the situation resulting in loss of life, injury, and now him getting him back up in the legal system, so justice system.
Right. All right. So now that he's mowed down a few people, how do we kind of, I can't even process that. You in a parade, 8, 9 people getting mowed down. Like, where do you, other than, like me personally, I'd probably be in shock. And then have to work from that point forward. So walk me through that. But let me say this before you do that. Shout out to Johnny Taylor. Thank you very much for always supporting the platform, good bro. All right, go ahead, gentlemen.
Derek, you can go ahead.
That scene had to be so chaotic. You know, imagine you sitting there in this parade. I believe they said has been going on for greater than 60 years. It's an annual parade. And so you got all walks of life that are sitting there and they're watching the Santa Claus and the elves and the bands and all this stuff, you know, marching down the street. And, you know, they got their hot chocolate and the water and whatever else. And next thing you know, you just see this car barreling down the parade route and running over folks. And you know, it's just, I couldn't even imagine, like, watching the news footage. And I'm just sitting there like, OMG, like, what in the hell just happened? And so imagine being there on scene. Would you say, Griff?
I said you went out for a second.
Oh, I was saying, just imagine being there on scene and you see this car just barreling out of nowhere while these parade participants are doing their thing, whether they are, you know, playing an instrument or they're in costume or what have you. I couldn't even imagine that. So as a bystander, I mean, even as a first responder, I would be in shock. You know, I was in shock just watching this. So I couldn't even imagine just being somebody that's actually there on scene and you see this car running into these folks. What do you do? And this is why we do what we do, teaching people how to survive in real time, because you know what I always say also, it's not a matter of if, but when and where an active violent incident is going to happen. And what are you going to do if you happen to be caught up in that madness? Doc?
Yeah, for sure. You know, I mean, and so, you know, regardless of the emotion or the mental, unless the brother was, you know, flying off the cuckoo's nest or something, but you know, if it's an emotional reaction, we'll say, the end result, you know, you have total disregard for life, because watching that video, I don't know how fast he was going, but he was going fast. I mean, and I'm sure y'all seen the video where that little girl was playing on the side like a little child. If she probably had stepped back maybe another foot, he would have. I mean, she would have been airborne. I mean, he would have definitely killed her because he just took off. I mean, so you know, there's really no excuse for that. I mean, and I'm sure after the fact, you know, as he emotionally gets settled or whatever's going on, I'm sure he's thinking about all of that, and of course he's going to have to deal with it. And unfortunately, a lot of times that's what happens with us. You know, we react out of emotion, and then later on we're responding out of regrets, you know, of what we caused. And so in a situation like that, yeah, that was a bad situation. You know, it didn't make any sense for whatever reason, especially when folks losing lives and people getting hurt. So yeah, that was crazy.
All right. The after, I'm gonna double back, but the aftermath now. The aftermath of 8, 9 people, right? Hold on. The aftermath of 9 people mowed down. And then and having to deal with shock from the people watching, right? Those that are trained, they go to work on helping people survive, all right? How do you deal with the hysteria, the chaotic scene, in order to help other people render aid?
Repeat your question, Griff, because it was breaking up. It was a little choppy.
How do you begin to help people in a chaotic situation? Some people are in shock. Some people are trying to help. Some people are chasing dudes. Some people trying to do whatever. How do you begin to take control of that situation to say, like, what do you do? Me, I would just be, I wouldn't know what to do. Like, what do you do first? Do you delegate? Do you help? Do you, the person that's nearest you, do you take care of that? Do you, like, what is it that you do? Because it's chaotic.
If I'm on that scene and I'm just there as a spectator, just like everybody else, but I'm me, the first responder that's just off duty, and that happens. So we talk about after the first 48 seconds, because it's gonna take you a few seconds to process. Oh my God, this guy just barreled into all these folks or whatever. You got a total chaotic casualty scene. Immediately, my mind is thinking this is a multi-casualty incident. You know, I'm yelling and I'm grabbing my phone. Hey, someone call 911. You know, I'm on the phone calling 911. I got it on speakerphone. You know, when they answer the phone, I'm telling them, hey, you know, I'm Larry Penton. I'm at, you know, X, Y, Z, and X. There's a multi-casualty incident that just happened. There was a car that barreled through the parade. We got multiple injuries, multiple casualties, probable. You know, send everybody and their mom. You know, and while they got me on the phone, I'm going to do what we're trained is called, the letters are START, start triage, which stands for simple triage and rapid transport. And that is a system that's designed to deal with a mass casualty incident in a quick, but to the regular public, maybe not the most ideal way. But it's an EMS and a first responder, and Doc can talk about this also. It's simple triage and rapid transport. So there's 4 things that we look at, and it's a green, red, yellow, and black algorithmic basics the way that they set it up. So green, those are all your walking wounded or non-injured folks. Hey, is anybody injured? If anybody's not injured, raise your hand. So everybody that raises their hand, hey, you guys move over here because I'm going to use you to help kind of organize certain things and do certain things. All right, who has an injury? Raise your hand if you can or whatever. You know, and you start kind of going down the line, seeing what the injuries are. Okay, you got a cut, you got a broken arm, you know, you're having some chest pain, such and such and such and such or whatever. So those people will be yellow. They need to be treated, but they don't need to be transported immediately. So you go to your reds next, and those are the people who may be unconscious, who may have a bone protruding, a compound fracture, or bone is sticking out of their arm or their leg or what have you. You may have somebody that has an arterial bleed. You may have somebody that is really in an altered mental status state, having trouble breathing. So those people, they need to be treated right away, and they need to be transported ASAP. We talk about MARCH, which is the acronym that we deal with in active violent incidents or whatever. So the M is the first thing that you deal with, which is the massive hemorrhage. So if you got somebody with a massive bleed, you take care of that massive bleed. The last color is black. Those are the people that are going to be unresponsive, meaning they don't have a pulse, they don't have any respirations, they're clinically dead. There's not going to be a whole lot that you may do because you got so many people. So you'll go and open the airway, do a modified jaw thrust, head to chin lift, and if they're not breathing, you may not be able to do CPR on that person right away or those people because you got these reds and these yellows that you got to take care of. So if you can get people that those greens, hey, can you guys do some CPR on this person? You know, while we are taking care of this bleed and we're taking care of these other injuries or what have you, that's fine. But if not, that person is going to be categorized as a dead person. And it sounds horrible. And it's like, well, how can you say that? But that's the part, and that's the point of the START triage. Doc?
Yeah, pretty much kind of tying on to what Larry just mentioned. First thing, obviously, you want to call 911. Let them know you got a mass casualty incident location. Pretty much kind of give them some information so you know that you got help on the way. Secondly, if it was me, right now at that point, I know we got total chaos. So before you can really provide effective care, you need to make sure you control the chaos. There has to be some kind of organization established. So a medical person like Larry was mentioning, if they have that training on STAR triage or SALT triage or some of the other forms of triage, they would understand that concept. But non-medical people probably they ain't gonna have a clue. They ain't gonna have a clue about what you're talking about. So
right.
yeah. So basically, my thing would be, okay, anybody who's not hurt, I need y'all to move over this way. Okay. Do I have any people that are medically trained? Is anyone out here that's trained medically? I need you guys to get over here with me. And then from there, I'm going to form my team because I'm going to clear out the chaos, hopefully. And then with those individuals, we can start saying, okay, hey, I need you take a few of these folks with you, getting some volunteers, some bystanders, so that person ain't operating by themselves. That medical trained person, I will have them saying, hey, go check out these two over here. I need you to move over to this person. You kind of like start dispatching them out. Those people who are trained, because they will have some kind of idea like what Larry was talking about, first priority is life-threatening bleed. Okay, we control that. It's person breathing. That's our second priority. So they will understand that concept. Those non-medical personnel that's there with them can assist them. Hey, just hold pressure on this wound while I'm doing this. But you got to have that. If not, if you don't have any medical trained personnel, then it's going to take you a little bit longer to triage those folks to determine who's hurt and what medical care needs to take place. And basically, if you're the only medical person, you need to get some of those bystanders to go with you. And as you move from person to person, you're directing them on what they need to do. That would be my approach. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Just to try to establish some kind of organization. Yeah.
Right. So, so you can help. You got to clear it out. You got to kind of create an environment where, you can save lives.
Yeah. Plus, what it does, it helps you to see what you're dealing with. If I got cleared everybody out and now I can see, I got like 10 people laid out on the ground, it gives me a clearer vision as to who needs help or who may need help. So, but I know, because I've dealt with mass casualty incidents before, you got to establish control. There has to be some kind of order. If not, you just bouncing all over the place. I went to this guy, went back to him, you losing time and people are losing lives. So you definitely have to establish control.
Oh, okay. This other article that LP sent us, man hailed as hero for saving the lives of 3 men from overturned car in an icy pond. Yeah, they might end up bringing me up to charges, man. Icy pond.
Yeah. Yeah, they were pretty lucky on that.
Why did you help?
Hold on, wait. So, Griff, are you telling me the 2 things you can't deal with is massive bleeds and icy water?
I can't deal with cold, period.
Yeah.
I'm from New York.
That's why he's down in Georgia now. He had to get up out of New York. Yeah.
I'm just saying, when we had the show about the guy, the Food Line employee that had that arterial bleeds, I didn't think Griff was gonna make it.
Yeah, nah, that's too much damn blood for me, bro. Nah. And this icy pond thing, yeah, nah, man, they better plan their funeral because bro, I'll be like, look, okay, so he said, just seeing those bodies there, I thought they were gone. They were about to lose their lives. As a man saves 3 men from an overturned vehicle to icy pond. A Nebraska man is being hailed as a hero after jumping into an icy pond to save the lives of 3 men whose car landed upside down in the icy pond and they couldn't get out.
Oh yeah, yeah. That brother, he was at the right place at the right time. But that was definitely risky because anybody like I'm sure like old Griff know from New York, when you fall in that cold water, right away you got, and that right there could end your life. That reaction from that chill. And basically, that's why a lot of people, when they go into cold water or something, especially like icy water, depending on the temperature of the water, some of them, unless they don't get the proper care, they die from hypothermia or something because of that exposure to that element. And, that initial reaction, jumping into that cold water without kind of getting cold first, it's like it takes your breath away. And so by him being able to do that, he was definitely a hero. To be able to get those guys, I think they say he broke the window of the. I think I've seen an article of that before. I think he might have broke the windshield or one of the windows because initially I think they was trying to open up the door and the door wouldn't open, and he's able to pull the guys through the broken window or something. Yeah,
that's what they're saying in the article right now, and I'm just saying that it was a brother.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he good. He must have been born in Michigan somewhere. Yeah, you a whole lot better than me. But Marvin McKinley said fishing don't get good until it's cold. Well, I guess I won't be eating no fish because I'm just saying that fish gonna be there. Yeah, me and the fish gonna have coats on. Like, yo, it ain't gonna happen. Not today. Not at all. So breaking the window, diving in, breaking the window, staying there until he feel that he can save him. How long do you stay there and risk your life? How does that happen?
That guy is amazing. He put himself at risk to save other people. As a first responder, I look at it from 2 aspects because we always say a dead hero is a dead person. That's why if there's a burning building or in a situation like that, we tend to hold people back from going into those situations because more times than not, that person that tried to save somebody from a situation like that, they end up becoming the casualty. And the worst thing that you want is to have more patients than you have already. And so kudos to him for surviving, let alone, saving somebody else. Because there have been times where the person went and saved somebody, but they end up losing their lives, which is, it's almost just as tragic. That diving reflex is called the mammalian diving reflex, and you can Wikipedia it if you want to, but that's that initial reaction when you jump into that freezing cold water. And so if you want to, do you have the video queued up?
Is there a video? It says blah 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 blah. I'm seeing advertisements. I don't necessarily see. Oh no, there's a picture. Caught, man, bro. Just from right here, that water looked too damn cold. But anyway, hold on.
Yeah, sure was.
Man, bro. Once I pulled the door open, the water started going in. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, he's telling about the scene. Nah, bro, I can't. The video won't let me.
Okay.
Nah, I see advertising, but nah. And now, when you try to click on these videos, we might click on something that might start Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I'm like, nah, we're not doing that, man. We're not doing the Merry Christmas stuff and nah. So, yeah, we probably got to pull it up on YouTube or something, but yeah.
One of the things that I want to show you guys is I bought these 2 devices. One is just a knife. It has a window punch on it, and this is a multi-use flashlight. And both of these have window punchers on it that you can also use as a weapon.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
This has different flashlight functions, SOS, strobe. They both have seatbelt cutters. Here's a seatbelt cutter on here. So I always tell people you want to carry one of these devices in your car, because if you get trapped in the car, and I also bought this little thing from the 511 store. It has a window punch on it, and it also has a seatbelt cutter, and it has a O2 ring to turn open up an oxygen tank. And on the front here, it has a little design that tells you where to punch the windows. It has 4 different spots where it shows you to actually do the window puncturing on it. I always tell people, you know, have a device that at least has a seatbelt cutter and a window puncher if you get trapped in a vehicle, whether it's in a submerged setting or just if you're trapped in a car from a car accident on the road. But yeah, that guy, I'm telling you, he did a great thing putting himself in the line of fire in terms of being in danger.
Oh yeah.
All right. So now, what happens? Who renders aid to him if after he saved their lives and he's laying out there catching his breath? Because you're talking about having to save 3 men that have to be dragged out of an icy pond. There ain't no electric blanket waiting.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
No, he definitely had a lot of confidence in his ability. You know, just being able to take that risk, putting himself at that kind of risk. So, without a doubt, I'm sure he was a confident swimmer, probably had some kind of idea, what he needed to do as far as getting that vehicle open, getting the door open because of the pressure up against it. And that's something a lot of people don't know, or maybe they don't understand, when you go under, when the vehicle is becoming submerged, they tell you if you can, as it's submerging, let the windows down or let the window down, because once you go underneath it, that window's still open, you're trying to close and you're still trying to open the door, you're not going to be able to open the door because of the pressure from the outside. But yeah, the brother was brave. He had confidence in his ability. He was on his own once he got them folks out of the water, unless there were some other bystanders that were coming by at the time who might have witnessed the event or maybe seen that something was going on. Right. So I'm sure that's where his help came in at.
Yeah, the article says
I would have been like, hey, roll the window down. Like, look.
That window ain't coming down.
I'll call you.
I'm looking at the picture. I'm looking at the picture right now, and it was fairly close to the edge, to the bank, to the edge of the bank. And so the article says that it says that he dove into the freezing water, but I mean, it was right there at the edge, and he actually pulled one of the car doors open. So he didn't have to do anything as far as breaking the glass. He said, once I pulled the door open, the water started going in, and the guy was coming out. So he was able to pull the 3 men out and drag them to shore. And they had no life-threatening injuries. He just said he was lucky to be at the right place at the right time.
So had the vehicle submerged, or the vehicle hadn't submerged?
It was like halfway under the top half. So all the posts, as we call them, I guess window level.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, but yeah, they were pretty lucky. Because a lot of times people they panic once they get in that water, especially if it's hypothermic. They panic and stuff. So one of the things that I would also say is, if you happen to, let's say, drive by, because he was walking, if you happen to drive by and you want to do what he did, the first thing that you want to do is, when you get on shore, is get them into your car, turn the heat all the way up, and like, hey, I got to get you out of all these wet clothes. So you got to strip them down, because those wet clothes are going to keep that cold temperature to your body. And so you got to get them out of those wet clothes, And in the wintertime, I always suggest people at least carry a couple of blankets or a few blankets in your car, just in case you happen to get stopped on the road for some car problems or what have you. You never know when those blankets will come in handy, especially some rescue blankets, because those are just the big foil blankets that you can put in the first aid kit.
That's right.
All right. So just as for what you guys do, just like LP just said, would you recommend just a short kind of list on that bag that should be in your car? We got the blanket, we got the flashlight, we got the knife that can cut the seat belts. I had to keep my cell phone charged up in case that happened and I see it, so I can call their mom or something, or just let the nearest of kin know, because I'm not diving in the pond. So what else is on that list to keep in the car?
Yeah, some of those items you mentioned, like even right now, I keep a lot of those things. Well, I do keep those things in my car, especially even though we'll say like here in the South, here in Georgia, in Atlanta, people think, well, it don't really get that cold down here. It ain't got no snow, whatever. But remember a couple of years ago when we had that snowmageddon in Atlanta, and folks had to leave their cars stranded on the highway, and they was walking home. Some people stayed in their cars because they ran out of gas on the interstate. 285 was shut down. 20, it was crazy. So having something like something like that, those blankets, that's a must. To me, that's a must. Having something like the blanket, and of course those tools like your those emergency tools, like Larry was talking about, cut seat belts, bust out windows, make sure you got a good flashlight. I believe you should also have like people use like little glow sticks. You can break them, shake them up a little, and place them around your car, like the red or the green, and that indicates, like an accident or you may need help or something like that. But those types of items, and I would even say, to tell you the honest truth, I would even look at some of that a change of clothing, like in like if you got a backpack or a little bag that you keep in your car, have a set of clothing that you can change into an event. Your clothing is wet, what have you, or you have any other type of incident. But I would have what they call dry wick clothing, not the heavy cotton stuff that's going to hold water, but like the kind of athletic wear, the dry wick that absorbs moisture real quick. Little jacket, like something like you got on there, Griff, or thermos, stuff like that's just good to have in a bag in your car. Use it if you need it. If you don't need it, you got it anyway. It's just stuff that's good to have.
What is this that they keep putting on the screen? VOG dot. What is that? Help me out. What's VOG? Because 2 people don't put that up already.
I'm gonna say I know that FYI is for your information. It says VO. Now somebody put VOY up there. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I'm out of the loop again. LP, I'm sorry about that. Go on, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they have clarified.
This flashlight that I showed you guys is called XR as in Robert, E as in Edward, X as in X-ray, S as in Sam. XREXS. It's solar powered. It also has a compass on it. Excuse me, I'm dropping stuff. It has a power bank, USB on it. I would also say keep a power bank in your car. This one is 10,000, and this one is 20,000. Let's see, 20,000 milliamps, and 20,000 milliamps, and this is 10,000 milliamps. This thing can charge and power up a device for up to like over 54 hours. It also has a built-in flashlight on it. So power bank, like you were talking about, if your car battery dies because you ran out of gas or what have you, you want to have something that if your cell phone dies, hey, you got a backup. So power banks, you can get them anywhere. You can get them at a Walgreens. You can get them at CVS. This costs, I think, under $20. You know, I got this one. My wife got it for me. It was like $25 on Amazon, the 20,000 milliamps. So keeping power banks in your car. You can get those warming packs. They're just flat little warming packs that last for maybe an hour or two or something. You can get those almost anywhere, like a Walgreens, or you can go to maybe an outdoors type store and get stuff like that. But you want to set up a first aid kit for the winter, just like you want to have a first aid kit for the summer. We did a show about what's in your IFAC. Some IFACs are going to be just for trauma-related issues, like the ones with the tourniquets and the ones with the chest seals and the ones with the wound packing gauze and the hemostatic gauze. You want to have first aid kits for winter purposes. You want to have a first aid kit for summer purposes. You want to have a first aid kit for if you go out in the woods hiking or what have you. So you want to have multiple first aid kits because you never know when you're going to run into an emergency, and those things can be the difference between life and death.
In a lot of those items we talk about, if you ever, we use terms in preparedness, when we talk about emergency preparedness and stuff like that. You hear people talking about what they call bug out bags, bug in bags. And the particular, like what we're talking about now, like something you might keep in your car, that might fall in the category of what we call a get home safe bag. And that is where, a situation is happening where now you need certain items that, say if your car was inoperable, you had a situation like what we're talking about where you need certain items depending on the climate, the element, what have you. Those are the same types of things you would have in your get home safe bag. Wet weather gear, good flashlight, change of clothing,
Right.
Things of that nature. Things that's going to make you better prepared to deal with the aftermath of that particular event.
I would also,
Right.
Just real quick, I would also recommend that you have something that you can start fires with, like a flint or something like that. Buy 3 big lighters. Those things tend to work almost anywhere for anything. And I'm going to do a shameless plug, not just because Doc is my man, but because he has some great information in a book that he wrote, since we're talking about emergency preparedness.
That's right. You need one. I got one with you. I got an autographed copy for you, Griff.
Go on and tell them about your book, Doc.
Oh, yeah. That book right there is a book I put together not quite a year, actually the early part of this year. And basically, I appreciate that, Larry. But basically, it's just, I call it the Make You Think book. It's things in there that a lot of people don't think about when we talk about preparedness and survival. But it covers a lot of important aspects that would be very important to your emergency preparedness planning and program. So basically that all, just a little pocket guide to make you think, about certain components of preparedness.
Okay. All right. So gentlemen, this Sunday, and I think Quan just put it up. We're going to have to postpone this event, push it back to 2022 when the weather breaks, because we've unanimously agreed that we probably have to kind of see y'all face to face somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't think it's something that we can honestly do on a Zoom call. We can if we have to, but when the weather breaks, and depending on the V's, on the next variant, and whatever, however we got to do it, we have to do it. Now, I would definitely like for us to do it, if not before the May Day, but definitely on the May Day.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that'd be great time.
All right. Okay. For the 1 or 2 people that did pay, hit me up at 678-557-29. and I will give you a refund in Captain Crunch coupons or food stamps. But other than that, we're gonna we agreed that we'd rather just kind of do it face to face, which I think is a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah.
There's just some hands-on things that you just cannot do like this.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, you might get a visual ideal, but there's nothing better than hands. You know, certain types of training, it needs to be hands-on. I mean, I can look at it all day long, get the concept in my mind, but when it's time to actually apply it, I'm missing something. You know.
Right. Okay. The other thing, Doc, you got to let me know when your next class is after January 5th. I'm definitely coming to your class because I've taken a CPR class, basic first aid, about 5 times in my life. But that is a perishable skill. You got to stay on that and just get refreshed. And I need that refresher class.
I got
all right. As long as you let me know it's safe to come to that spot over there, I'm good.
It's good. It's good.
All right.
Yes, indeed. Actually, I got a class.
All right, cool.
But yeah, I'll hit you up on that. But I'm looking at around January. Well, it definitely been a January time frame. Yes.
All right, cool. So let the people know who y'all are, what y'all got going on. And as we take our last bow out of this one, you understand what I'm saying? It's been an interesting conversation. There's some very, very good information. Now, you're going to make me have to go outside right now and look at my trunk because a lot of times, you know, you moving and grooving, you're not thinking. So let me think. I got to have, you know, a raincoat. I got to have, you know, the jumper cables. Make sure I got to get that flashlight that LB talked about. I got to go look at my trunk immediately.
That's right. That's right.
Let the people know. All right.
All right, Larry.
You can reach me at my website, www.pentonpending.com. That's P as in Peter, E-N as in Nancy, T as in Tom, O-N, P as in Peter, E-N, D as in David, I-N-G.com. All of our social media links are on that site. Our phone number and contact information are on there also. If you want additional training as far as the Stop the Bleed, I got to update our site for that information because we're starting to get into more training on that as far as active shooter incidents, Stop the Bleed, and what have you. And that's in partnership with Doc also and his company. Go ahead, Doc, because we're actually working on a project that we want to take nationwide on these active shooter / hostile events or active violence events, where we're getting into these schools and teaching them, because I'm telling you, that incident that happened that we talked about last week in Michigan, these schools aren't ready. They just aren't.
Yeah, everybody's on pins and needles now. And it's almost like we're holding our breath, waiting for the next one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so like Larry was saying, you know, trying to do some partnership with Larry and also with Griff as well. Looking at the ideal of doing obviously some road shows with the firearms training and the medical training, but also doing some active shooter training. A lot of times when stuff like that happens, I call it being reactive. That instead of being proactive, people react or knee jerk. It's almost as like not important that something happens. And unfortunately, we know it's always important. But anyway, you can follow me on Instagram at steel.standing, STEEL.standing, STANDING. On Instagram, got a lot of training information there. Probably my next class is probably going to be sometime in January in the Atlanta area. So, if you're interested to get some Stop the Bleed training, just hit me up. My website is www.steelstandingllc.com. I normally have class information on there, and also I have a couple. If you're looking for a good, matter of fact, if you're looking for some good, it's Christmas time, holiday season. You need a good stocking stuffer. Now's a good time to get those medical kits, those IFAKs, those trauma medical kits. Go to my website, www.stillstandingllc. Order you a IFAK for those loved ones in your family, people you care about. Get all of them one. I got them available, and got some with your name on it. That's it, Griff. That's all I got.
All right, really appreciate it. All right, cool. I got to get your book, and yeah, even with the book situation, we'll just do a deep dive on one show, and we'll piece it apart and go through it, man.
All right, I'm gonna put one in the mail to you tomorrow, Griff, because I already got your address. So, yeah.
I really appreciate that. All right, gentlemen, I really appreciate you guys. All right.
All right, no doubt.
All right, y'all take care.
Peace.
Doc and LP. Peace. All right.
Till next time.
All right. Doc and LP on deck yet again, making it happen on Serious Minds RNTV every Wednesday night. We kind of make it happen and give that kind of information dealing with first aid, CPR, stop the bleed, that kind of thing. I know a lot of people are arming themselves either with knives, guns, mace, whatever. All right. Get training. You don't have to buy the latest gun that's out. All right. Get you some ammo and get you some training. All right. Get you some ammo and get you some training. I'm going to say it one more time. Get some ammo and get you some training. And I'd say, let me say, get you some training first, because, yeah. All right. Definitely see Doc. Definitely see LP when we come to your hood. All right. So we can definitely kind of put some things in place in case we find ourselves in these kind of situations. All right. This is Professor Griff. I'm out of here. Love y'all to life, family. All right. This weekend, fam, I am doing, listen, y'all definitely got to make it happen this weekend. Load and make ready. Just load and make ready. And y'all know starting January 9th, I am doing this, developing an urban tactical mindset. It's an online course, and then we're doing some in-person stuff. All right. It's Professor Griff. I'm out of here. Peace, fam. Peace.
In today's climate, being safe is priority number one. With crime on the rise, we're all left with this magical question: how can I be safe and protect my family? Well, Professor Griff is offering a course that's similar to laser tag, but it's for adults. This safe and firearm-free course will train you in real-life scenarios so that you can avoid being a victim. This course is growing in popularity as a date night out. Add fun and excitement back into your love life, and the reviews are incredible. For more information, call this number below.